Welcome to this online session of Building Materials and Construction 5. Today we'll be seeing about Unit 3 named Finishes. So in this session we'll be seeing about varnish, distemper, whitewash, color wash and gypsum plaster. So we will start with varnish. So the term varnish is used to indicate the solution of resins or resinous substances prepared either in alcohol, oil or turpentine. So the main objectives of applying varnish on a wooden surface are like it brightens the appearance of wood in grain, it renders brilliancy to the painted surface, it protects the painted surface from atmospheric actions. Also, it protects the unpainted wooden surfaces of doors, windows, roof trusses and floors from the actions of atmospheric agents. So next we will see the characteristics of an ideal varnish. So it should render the surface glossy. It should dry rapidly and present a finished surface which is uniform in nature and pleasing in appearance. The color of varnish should not fade away when the surface is exposed to the atmospheric actions. The protecting film developed by varnish should be tough, hard and durable. It should not shrink or it should not show cracks after drying. So next we will see the ingredients of a varnish. So they include resins or resinous substances, dryers and solvents. So first we will see about resins or resinous substances. So the commonly used resins are copal, lac, shellac and rosin. The copal is a hard substance and it is available from the earth at places where pine trees existed in the past. It is available in variety of forms. The lac or shellac is obtained by exudation of some type of insects in India. The rosin is obtained from pine trees. Other resins are amber, mastic and gumdamar. So next we will see about dryers. So the function of a dryer in varnish is to accelerate the process of drying. The common dryers used in varnishes are litharge, white copper and lead acetate. Solvents. So depending upon the nature of the resin, the type of solvent is decided. So next we will see some solvents which are used for resins. For boiled linseed oil, it is like amber and copal. For methylated spirits of wine, it is lac or shellac. For turpentine, it is mastic, gumdamar or rosin. And for wood naphtha, it is like cheap varieties of resins. So next we will see about the types of varnishes. So depending upon the solvent, the varnishes are classified into 4 categories. They are oil varnishes, spirit varnishes, turpentine varnishes and water varnishes. So first we will see about oil varnish. So the linseed oil is used as a solvent in this type of varnish. The hard resins such as amber and copal are dissolved in linseed oil and in varnish it's not workable. A small quantity of turpentine is added. The oil vanishes very dry slowly but they form hard and durable surface. In fact, they are the hardest and the most suitable varnishes. They are specially adopted for exposed work which require frequent cleaning. They are used on coaches and fittings in houses. So the next is spirit varnishes. So the methylated spirits of wine are used as solvent in this type of varnish. The resins are of soft variety such as lac or shellac and the spirit varnishes dries quickly. But they are not durable and are easily affected by weathering actions. They are generally used for furniture. So the French polish is one type of this finest finish for ornamental furniture prepared from the superior quality of wood. So the French polish is a variety of this class of varnish and the desired coloring tinge can be obtained by the addition of suitable coloring pigment. So the third type of varnish is turpentine varnish. So the turpentine is used as a solvent in this type of varnish. The resins adopted are of soft variety such as gumdamar, mastic and rosin. These varnishes dry quickly and possess light colors. They are not durable and tough as oil varnishes. So the fourth type of varnish is water varnish. The shellac is dissolved in hot water and enough quantity of either ammonia, borax or potash or soda is added and the shellac is dissolved. These varnishes are used for varnishing maps and pictures. They are also used for delicate internal work and used as a covering for wallpaper. So next we will see the process of varnishing. So the application of varnish on the woodwork is carried out in the following 4 ways. The first one is the preparation of surface. So the woodwork is thoroughly rubbed down by means of sand and paper or pumice stone. The surface is then made smooth and clean. So the second one is knotting. So the process of knotting is then carried out as in the case of painting. The third one is stopping. The surface of woodwork is then stopped. This is done by means of hot weak glue size. It will fill up the pores on the surface. So 1 N of glue will form about 1 liter of glue size. Alternatively, the boiled linseed oil can be applied in 2 coats. When the surface becomes dry, it should be once rubbed again with wallpaper. So fourth one is coats of varnish. So the varnish is then applied on the surface in thin coats. The next coat is applied after the previous one has thoroughly dried up. The varnishing should not be done with ordinary paint brushes, but fine head varnishing brushes should be used. So that's all about varnishes. So next we will see about distempering. So the main objective of applying distemper to the plastered surfaces is to create a smooth surface. The distempers are available in the market under different trade names. They are cheaper than paints or varnishes and they present a neat appearance. They are also available in a variety of colors. So next we will see the properties of distemper. So the first one is on drying, the film of distemper shrinks. Hence it leads to cracking and flaking if the surface to receive distemper is weak. The next is, the coatings of distemper are usually thick and they are more brittle than the other types of water paints. The film developed by distemper is porous in character and it allows water vapor to pass through it. Hence it permits new walls to dry out without damaging the distemper film. They are generally light in color and they provide a good reflective coating. They are less durable than oil paints. So they are treated as water paints and then they are easy to apply. They can be applied on brickwork, cement plastered surface, lime plastered surface and insulating boards. They also exhibit poor workability and they prove to be unsatisfactory in damp locations such as kitchens and bathrooms. So next we will see the ingredients of distemper. So a distemper is composed of a base, carrier, coloring pigments and size. For base, the whiting or chalk is used and for carrier, the water is used. Thus it is more or less a paint in which the whiting or chalk is used as a base instead of white lead and the water is used as a carrier instead of linseed oil. So the distempers are available in powder form or paste form. They are to be mixed with hot water before use. The oil-bound distempers are a variety of an oil paint in which the drying oil is so treated that it mixes with water. The emulsifying agent which is commonly used is glue or casein. As the water dries, the oil makes a hard surface which is washable. It should be remembered that most of the manufacturers of ready-made distempers supply complete directions for the use of their products. The directions are to be strictly followed to achieve good results. So that's all about the distemper. So we'll go to the next subtopic which is wallpapers. So the wallpapers are now widely used for developing decorative finishing of interior walls and they are made exclusively from paper or combined with other materials. They may be unprimed, primed, embossed and metal coated. They are available in one color or multicolor patterns printed on the face surface. The surface in which the wallpaper is to be fixed is dried, leveled and made free from chalk or lime solution. All the cracks and slits are filled with lime gypsum solution. The surface is then pasted with wrapping paper or newspapers by applying suitable paste. The wallpaper which is available in rolls is then hanged very carefully on the surface and the continuity of the pattern or design on wallpaper is maintained. The wallpaper is available in a great variety of patterns and colors. The varnished wallpaper can be polished after hanging to develop the effect of veneer panelled wall. The wallpaper of certain type are washable and they may be painted with oil paints. The wallpaper with sound absorbing properties is also available. The metal coated wallpaper are prepared from wallpapers coated with a primer of metallic powder and then the patterns are printed or embossed on the surface. So that's all about wallpaper. So next we will see about whitewashing and color washing. So the first is whitewashing. So the fresh lime is slaked at site of work and mixed thoroughly with sufficient quantity of water in a tub. It is then screened through a clean cloth. The clean cloth, the clean gum, dissolved in hot water, It is then added at the rate of 20 N per meter cube of lime. The rice may be used in the plates of gum. The surface to be whitewashed should be cleaned before the work is started. For whitewashing walls which are whitewashed before, the old loose whitewash is to be first removed and repairing to the plaster is carried out if necessary. So the whitewash is applied with jute brush and the brush is so worked that the surface with uniform color is obtained. The 3 coats are generally applied each after the previous coat has been dried. The lime is toxic for germs. It reflects light and thus it increases the brightness of the surface. The whitewashing therefore is extensively used for interior wall surfaces and ceilings of homes. So the process of whitewashing is sometimes used for exterior wall surfaces also. A satisfactory work gives an opaque smooth finish with uniform white color and does not readily come off on the hand when rubbed. So next we will see about color washing. This is prepared by adding the coloring pigment to the screened whitewash. It should be seen that the coloring pigment is not affected by the presence of lime. Ordinarily, the yellow earth is popular for color washing. Generally, the walls are color washed and the ceilings are whitewashed. The mixture to be kept is constantly stirred during use. The color wash is applied in the same fashion as the whitewash. A satisfactory work does not give out powder when the finished surface is rubbed with the fingers. The process of color washing imparts cleanliness and pleasant appearance of the surface which are treated. So that's all about color washing. So next we will see about gypsum. So the gypsum is a rock-like mineral commonly found in the earth's crust, extracted, processed and used by man in construction or decoration in the form of plaster and alabaster. During the time of the pharaohs, gypsum was used as a mortar in the construction of the Cheops pyramid, which is like 3000 BC. Chemically, it is CaSO4 2H2O, that is calcium sulfate dihydrate. The impurities present in that are magnesium oxide, aluminium trioxide, ferrous trioxide, silica dioxide, calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate. The color of this is transparent to white and it can be like grey, green, pink, blue and red because of the impurities. So next is about the occurrence of gypsum. So it is a common mineral with thick and extensive evaporate beds in association with the sedimentary rocks. Gypsum is deposited in lake and sea water. Hydrothermal anhydrite in veins is commonly hydrated to gypsum by groundwater in near surface exposures. It is often associated with the minerals halite and sulfur. So next we will see about gypsum plaster. So when finely ground gypsum is heated to the temperature of 160 degrees centigrade to 170 degrees centigrade, it loses about 14.7% of its water content in the form of steam. The resulting product is a hemihydrate of calcium sulfate and it is known as the settled plaster or the plaster of Paris. When water is added to the plaster of Paris, it hardens in 3 to 4 minutes. Hence, to extend the setting time, suitable retarders are added to it. The usual retarders are clay, citric acid, glue, gum, starch and sugar. The term hemihydrate gypsum plaster is used to indicate the plaster of Paris with retarder. On heating further up to a temperature of about 200 degrees centigrade, the entire water of crystallization is driven off and the resulting product is known as gypsum anhydrite or hard burnt plaster. The setting time of gypsum anhydrite is more and to shorten it, the accelerators are used. The common accelerators are alum, potassium sulfate and raw gypsum. The term anhydrous gypsum plaster is used to indicate the gypsum anhydrite with accelerators. So next we will see the properties and uses of gypsum plaster. It is a fire resisting material and it does not allow heat to pass through easily. Hence, it is used as an insulating material to protect wood or metal columns and beams from high temperature. It is light in weight. To decrease the weight further, the fillers such as granulated cork, sawdust, wood shavings may be added to it. Such fillers also improve heat and sound insulating quality of the gypsum plaster. It is practically not affected by bacteria. So, it is slightly soluble in water about 2 gram per liter. Hence, it cannot be adopted for damp conditions and external work. The bags containing gypsum plaster should therefore be stored in a dry place. It is used as for ornamental plaster work and for the preparation of boards and blocks. The gypsum plaster boards are used in ceiling, for internal lining of wall and for partition walls. They are cheap, easy to work, light in weight and fireproof. It requires small proportion of sand and other aggregates. When used as a base coat, the sand or lightweight aggregates or wood fiber is added. When used as a final coat, the lime putty is added. It sets by natural process of crystallization, hence it can be applied with ease and without wastage. It sets with little change in volume and with negligible shrinkage or drying. It shows good adhesion to the fibrous materials. So the plaster of Paris is used in artwork, pottery, dentistry and in surgery for the shaping of fractured bones. So that's all about gypsum plasters. So in this session we saw about varnish, we saw about distemper, we saw about whitewash and color wash. We also saw about gypsum and gypsum plaster. Thank you.